All right, Ambush, and today I am joined by an artist, a producer, and a multi-instrumentalist who just released a rock-infused, a new wave mosaic of a 5-track debut EP entitled Post Kid. Of course, my guest here today, it's Sahati. How's it going, Sahati?
Woohoo! It's going great. Thank you so much for having me, Colton. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm so excited you are here as well. I am loving this new EP. I cannot wait to dive into it. What do you say we get right into the music?
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Hey, all right. So we mentioned the new debut EP. It's entitled Post Kid. So the first question, kicking it all off, when exactly did this new EP begin to take shape?
Yeah. I mean, it started when I was 17 and I was just like finishing high school, and it was really messy, like figuring out, like, because I lived in Vancouver during high school. So I was like, do I want to stay in Vancouver? Do I want to go back to Kosovo? Do I want to go to Toronto, the big city? And it was just a lot of things in my mind. And at the same time, it felt like nobody really took me seriously because I wasn't technically an adult. And that's when Runaway was created. That's why it has like a lot of angst in it. It's like too young to like be listened to and stuff like that. So that was the first track that was created off of Post Kid. And then that just like evolved into other stuff. It took like about a year to get all the tracks. So it's kind of like a growth thing. Like it's a very like big transition between the songs. So I don't know if people can tell when they hear it or not, but yeah.
Hey, all right. So a bit of a growth process. And even though maybe some people weren't taking you too seriously because maybe you're too young, that doesn't mean that you weren't learning, that you weren't applying your craft, because you kind of self-produced this debut EP as well. So what was the recording process? What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was super fun. I ended up recording most things with live instrumentation after I moved to Toronto. First, I did everything on Logic. I used like MIDI for almost everything, and then like got one studio session with a couple of my friends, which now we're in a band together. So that's also really exciting. But we recorded most things in like one day, and then I just went on and like mixed and like produced the rest of the stuff. So yeah, it was just jamming out and figuring out what I like, I guess, and we went on with that.
Awesome. So one of the details that you recently shared on social media is that the vocals for this album were recorded in maybe not the most, used location for recording vocals. So can you take us a little bit behind that story?
Absolutely. I would love to. So I don't love recording vocals in a studio because I'm very, very specific about my vocal takes. I think I do like up to 200 until like I find the right one. Yeah, it's insane. I don't like recording vocals because I'm like so like, I really get into it. But yeah, so I recorded most of my vocals for this EP in my dorm's bathroom. And one of my collaborators, Molly Annell, who's from Vancouver, she also recorded her vocals there. And it was a good time. I mean, bathrooms are underrated, I'd say. It's an intimate space. You have privacy. You're comfortable. That's the space that vocals should be recorded in.
See, everybody's been wondering what girls do when they go to the bathroom together. Obviously, it's recording music. Like
they make an EP.
Clearly, I mean, this has been the answer the whole time. We just figured it out.
Exactly. Shh. Don't tell anyone.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep it quiet, but shout out to Molly Annell, past podcast guest, for being down to stay with the album's theme to get into the bathroom and do it up with you.
Yep. Thanks, Molly.
Hey, Molly's always down to make some amazing music. And like
Absolutely.
we said, I've been feeling this new EP, and it's been out for I believe, a couple of days now here. So I need to know, I need to ask, so far, what has the reception been like to Post Kid?
It's been really good. I'm very surprised because a lot of people who listen to a bunch of different genres have come back with like very good feedback or saying that they really like it. And I love that a lot because so many people are like, "Oh my god, this track is like the best track." And then the other ones are like this other one which is like a completely different vibe. And I'm really happy that like it can be like experienced by people that love different genres of music because I also like just love everything, and seeing that it's working out like that just makes me really happy. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It's definitely got a couple of different energies and people of all sorts of different types of music. Those newer music fans, maybe some people who are into those styles of music, maybe in their younger age. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, can definitely vibe with it. There's a lot to connect with. And of course, I want to dive into some of the music contained inside of this album. And I want to kick that off with the debut single, the first taste that everyone got of Post Kid, which was your track Anything. So take us a little bit behind that track. What exactly does it mean to Sahati?
Anything was my attempt to do like a Radiohead type song, but it ended up taking a completely different direction, which I'm very okay with. The guitar was like a pattern that I've been like playing for a while, but like I didn't really know what to do with it. So I wrote a little something on top of it, and then I went back home for winter break and got together in the studio with one of the band members of Suit Band, which has been like such a huge like inspo for so long, and I was like so excited to do something with them. And he like just added like a bunch of cool stuff. Like there's like a rising like synth in the beginning, which adds a lot of tension and release, and like I don't know, it was really great. And at that point I was just very fed up with like having to put on like a mask or like trying to hide like certain aspects of like my personality, and I could kind of like see it in others too. And I was like, wait, come on. Like, I know you dance like a little wonky kid in your room. Like, why don't we do that in public too? And that's what I kind of wanted to show with the music video. So, yeah, we went on at like 2 a.m. I was in Montreal shooting the music video, and I was like, okay, I want to go like in a subway, and like maybe there will be people there. And there were actually some shots where like there's people coming and dancing with me in the shot, but it also looked kind of awkward, so I didn't include it. But it was really nice, and I feel like once people see you do the stuff that they're embarrassed to do, then it's like, oh, I guess it's not that embarrassing. So I'm just like, what if we just started doing things that we want to do? And I don't know, what would that look like? I'd love to see that.
Because like you mentioned, we're willing to express ourselves in those manners when we're by ourselves, but what is holding us back from dancing like nobody's watching when we're out in public, maybe enjoying ourselves? Sometimes even at shows, some people have a hard time getting into themselves and releasing themselves, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because they just wait for that one person to start dancing, and then they like move their shoulders a little, and then they get more comfortable. So I like that's what my goal is at the moment, is just to try to make people more comfortable with themselves. And I'm like willing to like embarrass myself so that other people might slowly find comfort, because we all do the same stuff.
Well, I mean, I know that Montreal is a pretty artsy and a pretty free city in a lot of ways, but it sounds like some of the people of the city were feeling that energy right away. So it sounds like that vibe is already spreading right away.
Hell
here.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Gotta love it. Whee! Of course, you also co-directed this music video too. So also adding on not just producing, but co-directing here on here. Do you have plans of continuing to step into that video world?
Definitely. I love, like, since grade 5, I think I've just been making like short films and like YouTube videos, which are all now private, but they're gonna make a comeback. I'm trying to like still do more short films and like just do vlogs or like silly little interviews or just snippets of like showing daily life. And I also want to like eventually act in movies and direct an entire movie if possible. Not if possible. I will direct a movie, but it's just a matter of time. So yes, definitely.
Anything is possible. If you dream it, you can achieve it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Of course, earlier here in this conversation, we mentioned the incredible Molly Annell, who did feature on one of these tracks on this album. It's definitely a very interesting track, a bilingual track sort of there. So can you take us a little bit behind the energy of Naughton, if I'm pronouncing that right?
Yeah, you got it perfect. Are you secretly Albanian?
I don't think so, but I don't know what half of my makeup is, so maybe?
Maybe. You never know. Yeah, it's Naughton, and it stands for night. And it's supposed to be like a making mistakes, like forbidden desires type thing, where it's like the lyrics is like, I'm not even drunk. I'm so sober right now, but like I'm still making these decisions at night. Why? It's like, whoa, slow it down. And overall, it's just like it sounds like a fun summer song. And Molly did her own little magic. She even did like a Spanish verse on it, which I guess makes it trilingual.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
But she also did it so fast. Like it took her 30 minutes to write, record, and do all those harmonies and stuff. So I'm speechless.
Respect.
Yeah. Big respect. And then the instrumentals were done by a really good friend of mine who we go to the same program, all three of us do. And he just like absolutely killed it. He recently did a video of like how he did it. So he's like going through and like mixing the entire track. So you want to check it out, Sailor Weeks on YouTube. Yeah, he went into Naughton and how he did it.
Nice. Maybe I'll put a link to that down in the description below. I'll put some links so that people can find Sahati as well. But otherwise, if you want to go ahead and plug some of those social media links and otherwise, where can the listeners follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on any platform, Instagram at It's Sahati, ITSAHATI. And then YouTube, Sahati, Facebook, Sahati, Twitter, It's Sahati. Yeah, let's link. Hit me up. I love like just talking to people. Share your story with me because that's what inspires me every day. Yeah, I just want to share like people's experiences and my experiences. And like, I think that's the most beautiful thing about music is like to share experiences because there's no way that you're going to have an experience that's completely unique to you. Like it's guaranteed that someone else also relates to what you're saying. So yeah, I hope to do more of that.
100%. Absolutely. And one way that we also connect is through live music as well. I know that you've been able to play a couple live shows with your band. Is there any plans of maybe playing an EP release show or taking the Sahati side of things to the live stage?
Yes, there is actually. In about 2 weeks on May 18th, I'm doing an EP release at Supermarket, and Supermarket, the venue, not at a supermarket.
We're tearing down the Save On. Yeah.
Save On Foods EP release. Yeah, I'm so excited. I've been able to like perform at a couple of like festivals back in Europe and here with my band, but I'm so ready to like play my own music because now it feels like I finally made stuff that I like and feel like myself. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Hey, I wish I could make it myself, and I'm sure that the fans cannot wait either. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and jam this new debut EP as well, Sahati. I've had a fantastic time so far. I have one last question for you. Are you ready for it?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's go. So, of course, we have talked about this debut EP, the crafting of it, the releasing of it, and what I would like to know and now is through the process of exactly those things. How has this process helped you to grow as a person, or what has it taught you about yourself?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I think it's taught me to be more open about working with others because for the longest time I was like, no, like other people don't understand what I'm feeling or what I'm like aiming to do, but that's so not true. Like that's a good thing if they don't understand because they put their own like work into it, and that's what collaboration is all about. And yeah, so I think collabing is like the best way to learn more, to see how other artists like work on their stuff and what their process is like. And it's so incredible. Like you just make so many new friendships. Molly and I are like roommates now. So yeah, that evolved into something like a deep, meaningful connection. And it's the same for like every other person that I've worked with. So I'm excited to work with more people.
Fantastic. It's like you said, sharing experiences, and one way to do that is to collaborate and work together, right?
Exactly. You got it.
Hey, well, I thank you for sharing, and not only that lesson, but the story behind this debut EP, Post Kid, with us today on the DTP, Sahati.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun, and I hope we can stay in touch. And thank you for everyone who's been streaming Post Kid. I hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't, please give it a listen. Yeah.